Ziggity Zig talking his way to silver game number 37. This is the recorded version of it, and Ermagerd, 12, 13, 14, 15, and there it is, the 16-minute mark, and go! 17 seconds in! Alright, let's give him an awesome advantage there. And holy god, that's just awful. I can't believe how bad that is. So I'm already a worker ahead, behind. Oh, I'm several workers behind. Okay, that's bad. So this is a game that I played yesterday. This was with me and DasPooPinZ. That's right, you heard me. It's a Zerg player named DasPooPinZ. So in a PvZ, what did I decide to do? First thing, actually Griff noticed this when he was watching the live game from yesterday. I was going to do the live game and the commentary, but I was under mild time constraints because Griff and I needed to do some other filming. Yes, that's right. And I remember when I looked at that, I wondered, is that wide enough? Can I fit in a gateway and still lock off? And yeah, it worked out quite well. So, oh wait, no, let's do that. So meantime, there it is. And I think I wait for the 12. 12's coming in. There's a bunch of overlords. Well, no, there's one overlord and a scouting drone. So it's both coming in. So he's coming with a pretty serious zigzag pattern on its way, making absolutely nothing because I was saving up for that because I was so late. So there we go. There's the wall off on the top end. So now the cybercore will fit there and hopefully just leave the one gap. It was basically going. So I am able to eyeball it a little bit better now. It's been going much better than it had been before. Because before I just sort of say, oh, that looks like 3, and no, that looks like terrible is how it looks. So there is how it's going right now with the average APM, or the effective, sorry, EPM going at about there. I wasn't too worried about this because since it's not a Protoss and it's not a Terran, and I can still see the worker zooming around, the only thing you can really do is either proxy hatch. Yeah, at this point in the game you can only proxy hatch because either that or hide over here and then bring in a Nidus Canal. Hopefully I will find that. Hopefully I will check the dark recesses of my base, but I think I set the zealot that I've inevitably made. Why am I not making a zealot? Why am I not doing anything? Oh, because I'm getting another probe. Bam! I'm so far behind at this point. No, worker supply is getting there, so DasPooPinZ build is definitely a little bit further on than mine. So I do come through, and I do notice the expo, and I go in for just another quick peek, and I see the spawning pool just finishing. So spawning pool, hatch out, the two on roughly at the same time. That gives me a very decent idea as to what's going on. I believe I rallied. Well, yeah, I keep trying to rally my gateway at this drone, but whenever the drone goes just slightly outside of range, I can't get there anymore. Oh, so he stayed in that time, that's cool. Continuing to chrono out warp gate. I don't get a forward pylon or anything. I should probably think about something like that because I think in some of these games up against Zerg, since I don't really do all that well against Zerg, 4 gating seems to be the best option. But the other options, I've been watching Apollo's new From Bronze Protoss tutorial, and basically I should be forge fast expanding. So I really should be looking into that build, finding out if there's a way that I can do it properly, and if not, I don't know, I might be in a bit of trouble. Because the thing is, I don't want to learn lots of little builds, but I think I do want to learn a little bit of versatility. So since Forge Fast Expand inevitably leads to a decent mid-game, I think it probably is a build that I should learn. So I should practice that. Maybe one day we'll have like a... Maybe next week on the live we'll do some Forge Fast Expanding and see how that works. I'll do a little bit of research into what it is, because I've pretty much got my 3-gate robo. I know where the timings are, and I know roughly where the first... It's that first 20. If I can get to 20, then I don't worry too much about it, because after that, it comes down to good mechanics, good gameplay knowledge, and I've been slowly working on that. So it's my beginning that I need to get nice and tight, because that's where you have the most issues. That's where you have the most problems. Kurt's been making fun of my building placement, and I really don't understand. Are you supposed to do it any differently than this? I mean, I got a wall off, cool, but the rest of these building placements, I mean, I just put stuff wherever. I don't really care. And I can try to get a zone out, but of course you can't see the zone right now, because for some reason that's not quite working. But anyway, I got my robotics facility down, and there is that Hydralisk den that I really didn't quite get. So I'm up on the army supply, but DasPooPinZ is beating me for worker supply at the moment. I have a quick peek around. I got a couple more, so I'm definitely doing all right for supply. How's the income tab working? Ooh, yeah, DasPooPinZ has definitely got me for income there, but what on earth is DasPooPinZ working on? Metabolic boost. There's so it's just that the fact that they've got a Hydralist Den on their way. So I chose to go with Army instead of Tech. So DasPooPinZ went for kind of an early Tech. So realistically, and I think what happens here in a second, here comes my Observer. As my Observer comes in, oh, look at that. How many units does he have? 3, 4, 5. Not all that much larva. So with a bit better scout, I really should have punished this. That's the problem, not having quite scouted much in the way of army. I should have just gone in and punished. Because what concerned me is I came up and I saw really, I think 2 spine crawlers. Yeah. And that was it. And that really worried me. Groot spines, really? Okay, so here come the roaches, finally. A couple of roaches, but oh yeah, I've seen a very saturated base right there. Oversaturated even. And I thought, okay, if I don't see any army, where is that army? And I saw the Hydralist Den. There's a lot of drones. Meanwhile, getting another observer out. I'm not doing much more about my army supply, which I really should be doing a bit more work on. So I started thinking to myself, where on earth is he? So this probe, he's going to just put a quick pylon out front there. I'm getting a couple more gateways down. Getting a robotics baby, because in not seeing an army... yeah, there you go. Okay, so lots of units coming out now because DasPooPinZ has all that resources, but just spent all the larvae, so really could have been working a bit harder on getting the larvae up. But meantime, I think I have the most downtimed production units, despite the fact, if you're looking at... I've got the robotics bay, I've got another gateway, and I've got... oh yeah, I'm way behind on harvesters, so maybe this game was not quite as close as I thought it was. But I am managing to keep my resources low. The problem is I'm also keeping my EPM low, so it's not really a very good game at the moment. Here comes this gateway. I don't bother with extended thermal lance right away because I try to get enough money for my first Colossus, because I want to start pumping out Colossus mostly because of the Hydra Den. Because if I am not mistaken, roaches are armored, Hydralisks are light, and I think Colossus, battle strider with powerful area attack, can be targeted by anti-aero, can attack ground units. I'm fairly certain, and you guys can correct me on this, that Colossus do more damage against light. So if you're up against things like Lings and Hydralisk, Colossus would probably do a fair amount of damage. Can attack ground and air, and I don't think weapon speed and range, so the battle is the same. Now, check this out. I loved this. So I had scouted this base, and in holding onto this tower, here's this army with destructible debris. Now, it is more sizable, slightly more powerful than mine, but I just decided to get a little bit into a slightly better position here so I can split it in half. Guardian Shield, because I know there's a lot of ranged units coming in. That was a really bad tunnel. I probably should have just let him go. I took 8 units there.
Upgrade complete.
Picked off a couple more. And then... yeah, at that point, now he's making another 14 roaches, so I'm in a bit more trouble. However, I'm getting a Colossus on the way. And these 2 units, I'm not quite sure where they're going. Oh, picked him off. Good. Come on back, come on back, come on back, come on back. You're gonna... you get away from there? There you go. That's more like it. So we run in, and we're actually kind of close. And I'm still keeping this observer, just to keep an eye on these units here. But the issue... yeah, he's definitely got a larger army than me again. Although... oh, Colossus, come on! Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way. This is where it starts to go bad. Okay, let's slow down. And what happens here is I come in and try to take out this base, but I see him coming in behind me, and I try to get my units to attack move over in this direction, but the problem is that some of them are still attacking in this direction. So I try to just do a move command, and the move command does not go well, and I slipped my finger and I couldn't quite get on stop. This is when things start to go very, very, very poorly for me. I think I would have done much, much better. So once again, but I did manage to take down that hatchery. So I took down the third. Pleased about that. So let's... Lost is on about the same. However, the army supply is heavily outmatched. The income is definitely now in DasPooPinZ's favor. Here's one guy down there. Here's another small unit just there. I do not have the production quality to take these guys out because I didn't warp in any sentries. Now, I should definitely be looking at a bit more in the way of upgrades at home. I should definitely be getting a Twilight Council. Maybe some charge lots would be really excellent in this case with these units. But I decided that since most of the army is up over here trying to stop me from this expansion, I will come in here and try to do something with this. So I was hopeful about picking off a fair number of overlords. Let's see how well that went. But here comes this army, and they're coming up to take me out. Did I manage to do any damage here? No. No, not really. What am I taking out? Why am I not focusing on anything? That could have gone much, much, much better. Meantime, I am into a ridiculous amount of funds right now, and it's just not going well. So I decide to march up the hill and try to see if I can take out a few drones. And that is... Nope, that's not what I want. Did I get any? One. Two. One. I got one. So that went poorly as well. Meantime, I am trying to continue to boost out a couple things back here. I am still not getting extended thermal lance because I just don't see... Am I on gas? No, I'm not fully saturating my gas, which is bad. Meantime, I decided to get a few more gateways. Still no Twilight Council for my +2. Can't do anything about that. Can't even get... I'm not even getting any armor. So we are both suffering from having too many resources and too much stuff going on. Gillial reconstruction, so lots of cool stuff going on for DasPooPinZ. However, pretty much this entire army is just getting ready to come out and stomp me right in the face. They're already at 1-1. I'm only barely at 1-0, and I just do not have the army to do anything about this because I'm just not beaming anything in. Where are my... I need some more units. I don't know what I'm working on right now, so I managed to get a couple more gateways, but it was just far too late. There's my third. Getting ready to bring up a third. Probably could have done a lot better here, but again, I always forget to make some additional sentries. And I move back. Now, they were very tunneled right there, so I probably would have... There we go! Finally get some sentries in! Oh my god. So a lot of things happen here. I wasn't playing fast enough is probably the easiest way of looking at it, but the main thing is that there was a bad... I thought I was making some pretty decent decisions, which was keeping this game pretty close, up until that really bad engagement over here where I lost everything, and then I either fell off the wagon and just stopped doing things that were useful. I wasn't making any additional units. There were just lots of things that were problematic. I may not have included the replay in the live game, but I'll definitely include it today, so have a look. If you like, leave me a comment down below, send me an email, ziggydzig@gmail.com, you can follow me on Twitter, @ZiggyStarcraft. That was THWOS number 37. Stay tuned.